Hey guys, it's Anna, and I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on how to use mail merge to make staff ID cards with photos and barcodes that will work in the media center and in the cafeteria. So the first thing you're going to start with is your spreadsheet with your data. So I've got some example data here. First name, last name, employee ID. I used the E on my employee ID, but if you've pulled it without the E, that's okay too. A file name column that's called photo that's going to tell me what each photo is named. Mine are based on employee IDs because that's how I usually download from LifeTouch, but you could write that formula a different way if you've pulled your file names a different way. So I just took the employee ID there and added .jpeg on the end with a concatenate formula. To get the cafe ID number, what you have to do is take the staff ID number, drop the E and the 2 or the 1 off the front, the first digit of the number and the E. And then you put a 0 on the front. So I wrote a concatenate that does that. It puts a 0 on the front. And then for the number, it starts at the right and takes 8 digits. So it takes 8 digits from this side and drops the 9th and 10th character and puts a 0 in its place. So that's how I got that. So once you have all that, I have an images file that has my images saved in it that are named that way. And then I'm going to open up Publisher. So when I did this before, I think I used a custom page size to do my cards. This time I just chose an Avery template for name tags, but whatever way that you're making them, you'll do your page size. So I did, when I made these before, I made it so that I could put, I think, 8 on a page or something like that, and just sized my page accordingly. So sorry, I don't have those measurements at hand. But anyways, so we're going to do a mail merge. So I'm going to go to the Mailings tab, select Recipients, use an existing list. I'm going to locate that list. And click OK. Click OK. All right, now I'm going to start putting in my merge fields. So I'm going to start by inserting, let's say, name. Let's make this go across. I want to do first name, space, last name. You could have other information on here if you wanted to do, their title or something like that. So I didn't put all that in here. Then let's go underneath that. I'm going to hit enter, and we're going to do barcodes. So the first barcode I'm going to do is the one that will work in the media center. That's just the regular employee ID. But what you need to do to make this work on the scanner is put an asterisk in front of it and an asterisk behind it. And then you could even label that media. And then underneath that, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put in the cafe ID and put an asterisk in front of it and an asterisk behind it. So there's my basic information. All right. And I need the picture. So let's get the picture. To insert a picture, you're going to go to insert. No, you're not. You're going to go to picture and choose photo. It will insert a little block into your document. Click on the little photo icon here and expand this where it says specify folder. So it's located already what column of my spreadsheet contains file names. That's photo. So that would be something to select if it doesn't find it on its own. It's showing you where it usually looks for pictures, but I'm going to add a location so that it specifically looks in that folder that I made. Is it this? Yes. All right, and that's at the top, so it's going to search there first, and click OK. I want to get an idea of how my data is looking, so I'm going to go back on the Mailings tab and do Preview Results, and it's showing me kind of how this looks. Now at this point, if all your photos are Life Touch photos that are all the same size, you can go ahead and size this box. And I know it looks like I'm squishing up Charlie Brown here, but if I turn off the results and turn them back on, what it's going to do is crop that photo to fit into that box you made. All right. So the next thing I need to do is turn this into a barcode. So now I'm ready to turn these numbers into a barcode. And what you need to do is make sure you have installed the 3 of 9 barcode font. So you can get that from .font or lots of other places. So I've installed that font. So what I want to do is I want to select the number as well as the asterisks and change my font to 3 of 9 barcode. And it's the one that looks like a barcode. And do the same for the cafe one. And then one thing that I like to do, just an FYI for you, before I like print out the full batch, I like to go through them and make sure, especially with if you have staff members with longer names or something like that, that the text box is wide enough to accommodate all the names. And I might pick whichever one is the longest and then go ahead from there and adjust my font size to make these more legible. So maybe like that. And then I always print one out and test the barcode before I print the whole batch. A couple of issues that can come up with the barcode. One, if your font size is too small, these lines might be too close together and then it's not going to read correctly. Another issue is if you have accidentally bolded that, which I did one year, the bold messes the barcode all up. So make sure it's not bold. Those are the main things to check. And the other thing to check if it doesn't work is, did you put the asterisks around it? But I would go ahead and check these. I would check the media one in the media center. Actually, you can really check the media one at your own desk. You just want to scan it and make sure it actually puts in that employee ID. The cafe one, I would check with someone in the cafeteria and see if it really pulls that person up. And of course, you can make this look prettier. When I did mine, I had little icons here for like a book and a fork or something. And you can add other, your school logos and all that kind of stuff and make it look pretty. But that's the basics of how you do this ID. So let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this was helpful.